Now, it don't trouble me like some people think it might. Doesn't even bother me like some people might think it does, because it doesn't. Not at all. I've been through a lot of storms, and look where I'm at to this day. Period. So still in there, and you got behind the scenes folks step up at times. Step up and got you. Type B, the outcome. Now, my thing is this. I won my trial down here. Jury trial. Represented myself. I had another case that was dismissed by the court. Again, I won several civil cases down here on my own. I have so many haters down here that I'm forced to do things on my own, be independent. And to me, like, survival is all about being able to accomplish things that you need to accomplish in given situations that you might face, even obstacles. And the educational process is all about figuring out, using that education to resolve different issues and problems, conflicts, misunderstandings. Now, if there are cases in courts that are turned, exonerated, testing the evidence, violent, I'm talking just in relation to violent, vicious cases like murder, rape, violent assaults, violent robberies, those cases that you're doing like 15 and more years, 10 more, 12 and more years, that there's always evidence that of some kind, that there's some kind of criminality had occurred as a result of that. Now, I'm not confused systematically as the people who are in the seats of power in Queens County, New York, think I might be, because, as I said, and I'll repeat, I mean, at one time I just didn't know about the educational process of what it takes to function in society. In the hood, you just learn the rules and that's how you live, and it is what it is. But there's a hierarchy, there's a higher power, there's a higher law that governs and controls. You can have $1 billion and the government take that like this. And you stand up there looking stupid. No lawyer can help you out. So there's a higher order that governs society. This is what it is. I came across and stumbled across a learning process. Hold up, wait a minute. I was told by people who had years trying to find a loophole in their case. Law studied. Criminal law studied. Couldn't believe that you ain't no way in the world you can be in prison. There's no evidence of no violent crime or no crime. Well, you know something? I'm gonna look into this. Long story short, hey, come on down to the law library. You're right. In fact, you shouldn't even be in prison. In jail, you shouldn't have even been arrested. Okay, 2 precincts. The first one, there's no crime to report. Not even arrest warrant. Not even arrest report. The second one wrote up a criminal complaint. No affidavit signed by any complaining witness or nothing. No evidence at all. Period. Nothing. Not even a threat. Not even an arrest warrant. Told the district attorney. If you look at the documents, that's the only conclusions that you can come to, understanding the process at different stages, how you was actually thrown in prison. It's illegal. Your process of being thrown in prison, basically that's what they did, was illegal. It's criminals. You're going to have to fight this your own. This is your fight. We all up in here got our own fight. But this is your fight. But you got a good fight. You got people up in here, they done did all kinds of crazy, evil, and vicious, or been accused and convicted for all kinds of victimizations of all kinds of different levels. You don't have no victim at all, period. You don't even have an impact statement signed by anybody. So it is what it is. Now, my thing is, lawyers becomes district attorneys and public defenders and private lawyers. Subsequently, some become judges if they make it to that level. That's a deep, deep level. Excuse me. If they make it to that level. Here it is. I only ask one thing, and that's all I've been saying. Show me where there's any evidence of any kind of crime. In my case, and nothing else to talk about. There's no redress by me. In other words, reapproaching the court, saying, why haven't you turned this case? What judge who this case is before, as intelligent as he is in law and equal justice, wouldn't say this case shouldn't even be before my court. I'm overturning this case. It's over with. What judge wouldn't come to that conclusion? You don't have to be a scholar to see if there's evidence of something missing or something wrong as compared to there's no evidence that something is missing or something is wrong. That's not you don't have to be a scholar. You don't have to have a degree to know the difference between something is there as compared to something is nothing there. You don't have to be a scholar to know that. So, that being said, cases, motion sitting up at the court because the judge beforehand had said that he's ordering me. Even though the district attorney didn't appear the last 2 times I came to the court in relation to my motion to the court saying that there's no evidence of any crime or criminality in my case, the judge put it on the court calendar. To me, and that's constitutional violation of my due process right, my right to equal protection of the law. And no law can be enforced that deprives the defendant of a due process or a U.S. citizen, American citizen, due process of law. That's how it is. That's the controlling law of the whole America. That's the supreme law of the land, period. So how judges and even the district attorney's office in Queen County can sit back and say, oh, I got this guy arrested, I got this lady arrested, I got this person that was committed violent crime, and we gonna clamp down on it. No, justice is universal. It's two-sided. It's not only to criminalize, it's not only to punish the criminals, but also free those who are not guilty and are wrongly accused. So that being said, I put the motion in court, sent a certified mail return receipt. The first one, there was discrepancy, they didn't receive it. Somebody signed it, but they didn't receive it. Call up the judge, the issue where the judge had not been or been reassigned somewhere else, another judge. I sent another one out, they told me. I sent out to that judge that replaced the administrative judge in Queens County Criminal Court and call up and find out that, oh, we haven't got it. All right, send another one, but send it to this room in the court building. Okay, send that one certified mail return receipt. So I'm trying to see the outcome of this because the whole purpose and the whole issue is how in the world can you go to church or you can say when you see something dangerous and criminous and violent that happens, people murdered and kidnapped and thrown in the garbage trash, young adult women beaten, killed, and militias and kids killed behind it. How can you sit and say, oh, that's fucked up? How can you do that? And in the next breath said, fuck him. Well, that's all right. Fuck it. He just like, he got to handle it. How can you say that? That's a crime by itself. You take a person off the street and throw them in jail for 25 years. You can't say, oh, would you like to have that done to you? Or your children, or your kids, your loved ones, people you care about? Would you like to have that? And that's how you would look at the outcome of that? Think about that.